Okay, now we can test the other spells. But yeah, Entangle seems like a paralyze in this one. We'll try the light spell first. Okay, it's an attack spell, so it's not actually for lighting. So what does that do? We'll wait a bit to see how he reacts. Okay, he doesn't do anything, so do we get guaranteed hits? No. So this isn't nearly as good as the Entangle spell, but still these don't actually do what they are meant to do. I mean, in D&D, the character should basically just be blind for a moment, but in this game he stops doing anything. So again, this is a much more powerful spell than it should be. I'm still interested in seeing what they do. The darkness spell is basically the same as the light spell. It just can be used to counter a light spell, and the light spell can be used to counter a dark spell. So they should be do the same thing. But they are much more powerful than they should be, because Entangle, I think, just prevents movement. It shouldn't prevent people from continuing to attack in melee range, but this seems to function like a paralyze spell, so they're totally helpless if they get entangled. Light and dark should blind people temporarily, so they should still be able to move and attack, but get negative bonuses, because it's a lot harder to do. But in this they seem to be not doing anything. We still can't get guaranteed hits on them when they're blind. So it's inferior to Entangle, but they still stop doing anything. So a much more stop attacking, stop moving. So it's a much more powerful spell again. I didn't see any use for that detect magic spell though. Turn undead should destroy or harm undead, but we haven't seen any of them. I wonder how that works actually. I'm guessing it's yeah, it's a short area. There should be. I don't think in this version of D&D there shouldn't be any limits to how many times we can use it. So that's an infinite ability. And since we have 2 clerics with them, any undead we should encounter should be very easy for us to destroy. We don't really have anything new to test now. Darkness is basically light. We have to we'll kill these, then rest up. We had a level up for one of our clerics, so we'll pick up a few spells. Entangle being excellent. So are light and dark spells. Protection from evil was pretty useless because it only affects the caster. So we can't use them to buff the other characters. Less buffs all our characters makes things easier for us to hit. So I'm actually thinking about giving up some of our healing spells, because healing like 4 to 5 hit points, it's nice, but it's really nothing. and we have the healing tree here. But especially compared to the ability to, I don't see any use for that beer spell either. Ability to fully disable opponent, that's pretty powerful. I think Ghost Light Wounds is just a counter of Cure Light Wounds, so guaranteed, pretty much guaranteed hit to do 4 to 5 points of damage, so not much use. So I'll take a Darkening spell just to make sure it's the same as the Light one. And Blight, we might. It's an area of effect debuff for the enemies, so we might take this to give to another one of our priests, while give the bless to another, so we can gain bonuses while we can debuff enemies. But I think I'd prefer the bless spells, because enemies never really come much as in one concentrated group. If we every time we met large number of enemies this far, they have pretty much been a trap coming from all around us, so we couldn't blight them anyway. But since we're always in a group, a bless spell would be useful in every situation. Okay, Entangle, extremely slow. No, I can't see any use for Detect Magic or Shield really, unless we encounter enemies that use a lot of magic missiles or maybe range combat, but it still only protects one guy, so not that useful. I'll take Sleep with this because the clerics also have this spell, and I have 2 of them. Yeah, good selection. Yeah, we'll go with this one. I think this is a much stronger spell selection than just picking cure spells. Because all of our troubles on the health area have been caused by single strong monsters. So if we have these kind of disabled spells and they are actually affect those monsters, which is a big if, I can see them affecting low level monsters with pretty much guaranteed results, but things like the fire giant in the cave, I'll be very surprised if we can disable them with level 1 spells. Extremely surprised. I'll be surprised even if the Entangle has any effect on them. At the very least, they'll have a saving throw against the paralyzing effect, so it might be chance based if we'll see the paralyzed effect or the blighting effect on these spells. So it would be good to have a spare point of view, so to have those abilities on multiple characters, because if we encounter like a hill giant that kills our party members, it's very likely a single casting won't do anything, so if we have multiple characters with the same skills, we can in one turn cast them, and we're very likely to have one character at least succeed in disabling him, and that's all it takes to gain that vital advantage we'll need. Because, okay, another special. You see the reflection of your fallen comrades. If I had to take a guess, I'll think this allows us to resurrect dead people. So I'll save here. These are the tree and this lake is pretty close to each other. I'll have to remember that.